Hey everyone, welcome back to my rug hook and talk show. Okay, I'm working from a different, actually I'm recording off my cell phone. So I wanted to see how that works. Got a tiny little stand for it. And yeah, so welcome back to my rug hook and talk show. For those of you who are new, welcome. And if you're coming back and you kind of know what this is all about, great. So I've been doing some loom knitting, and so I'm just going to share a little bit about that. This is a rug hooking talk show, I know, but I have just fallen in love with loom knitting. And for those of you who don't know what loom knitting is, it's when you knit with a loom and a little pick. Let me grab my loom and I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so there's lots of different looms, and some of them look like this, and this is the same as a round loom. It's just the shape wise it's different, but it could knit a flat panel, a scarf, a hat, a tube, whatever you want, a shawl. If I have a bigger one coming, and it will do a shawl, and that's what I've been working on. So I tried to do a shawl on this. Okay, this has a lot of pegs, and anyway, I tried something different. It has 66 pegs, and I wanted to see if I could work from the length of it down. Okay, and obviously the length did not produce anything close to a shawl, so I realized I have to now do a loom and start, obviously it'll come, let me see if I can get it. It'll come out point down, get that back there. It'll come point down, and that's how I'll have to do it, so that as I loom, it'll just keep getting longer and longer, like that, and then I can make the width, the proper width. This was actually a little sample. I wanted to see what this knit up like. It was it's just some Karen's super soft that I had laying around, and I just wanted to practice not so much with the yarn, but more the technique of trying to see what I could do with this particular loom. But I realized I can't do it. I've got to do the increase and the decrease and make my big triangle and do it that way. So yeah, and I did a chain stitch cast on, and it actually gave me this lacy effect, which I don't know if you can see. It's just really nice, and so it gave you this little wide look. There you go. Okay. But anyway, so that's it. And it was an acrylic yarn, so no harm done. It wasn't expensive or anything like that. And so I am knitting on my loom. I'm also knitting a blanket for my granddaughter. And so I've been making little squares. I've got 10 of these, and these are pale pink. And there you go. It's a garter stitch, which is a row of knit across, and then coming back it's garter, a purl stitch. I'm sorry, it's a garter stitch. It's knit and purl, a flat knit, no E-wrap on that, and it produces this really thick waffly, this would also be good for a dishcloth, I guess, and it doesn't curl. And I also did the crochet chain stitch cast on, so it has this really nice uniform edge all around. And now I'm working on the second color, which will be a white, and yeah, has little specks of other colors in it. And so I didn't bring it down, but next time I will. But I've been dyeing yarn, so I want to show you that. 1 minute. Okay, let me see. Do I need some more light? No, that doesn't work. Okay. Okay, let me just get this out of the way. So this was my first experiment with Kool-Aid. Okay, so I did the Kool-Aid, and as you could see, it's got a little orange, a little corally color. It's really pretty, a little variegation, but it's really, really as bold and deep as you see it. That's it. Okay, so this was done with Patton's DK Superwash. And next I'll be using the Willow Daily Superwash. I think I got some in worsted because I want to use it for some cowls that I'm planning on making, and some gloves. So this is also the Patons, P-A-T-O-N-S, Superwash, DK, 50 grams. And so this too, Kool-Aid, and it's blue and green and some gold, and what I'm doing with this, I do not know, not sure, but it smells a little fruity. I think like blue raspberry. And this was a lot of fun to dye, and there are tons and tons of tutorials on how to dye yarn with Kool-Aid, okay? And then I decided to try just plain wool and see what that likes. And to be quite honest, I just was like, I've got to dye some more stuff. I love doing this dyeing thing. So I decided to just jump over to Hobby Lobby and buy some I Love This Wool Naturals. It is not superwash, so you have to hand wash just in cool water. But you know what? I'm thinking if you probably just did super, super, super delicate, gentle cycle on cold water, I think you'd be okay with this, because I know my washing machine barely moves. And this was, this is 100 grams. Let me get that right. 4 ounces. I'm sorry, 4 ounces, 113 grams, 220 yards, 100% wool worsted weight. And this was done with Kool-Aid and Rit. And Rit's a great for dyeing wool. It just has a little extra, it has extra dye in there that would be meant for the cotton. And so if it's not taken up and you see it, it's actually going to be wasted. But oh well, it's meant to dye cotton and wool and that sort of thing, protein and plant fibers. So there's some yarn for plants, and there's some yarn for the wool, and so some gets kind of washed away, and it's no big deal. But anyway, so here are the different colors, and it's very, very pretty. All different blues, grays. There you go. There you go. And this is a big one, so this is going to be a cowl for me, probably, or I'll give it away like most of my stuff. So anyway, that's what I've been working on, and I did not hook my rug at all in the past 3 days. My dad's visiting from Florida, so I won't be able to do that. But anyway, I just wanted to share some other podcasts that I'm watching on knitting and loom knitting. So all of you who loom knit know loomahat.com, and she's got a ton of great tutorials. She just did a triangle knit shawl on her last video, I believe. And so I will be trying to do that. She used homespun. I'm going to use probably one of my dyed. I would love to use this. So I want to make like a shawl that wraps around you like a scarf. Okay. So let's see what else. I've been listening to the Fruity Knitting podcast. So look that one up. She's quite nice, over in England. Love your accent. And let's see what else. I don't have anything else going on right now. So I did a big order for Willow Wash, because you spend $50, you get free shipping. So I did that, and I'm waiting for that to come in, and I will be dyeing it up. And I went and bought, one sec. I went and bought the Wilton's Icing Gel Colors for dyeing, and it has, those are the colors. So you can combine those and get any kind of effect you'd like. You could also use 3 bottles of food coloring, which would be red, yellow, and blue, and get every single color again that you would like in the rainbow. And I also got these little Artiste from Hobby Lobby. These little squeezy bottles, and they each have little caps. There's 3, and they have little caps so that if you don't use all your dye, which you can keep in mason jars and then pop them in here to do your hand painting, which I can't wait to do that. Oh my God. I'm going to be putting it on the table and trying to do little tiny dabs of color, because I want to see some crazy interesting effect come out, and so I'm excited about that. And it's endless. The wonderful possibilities of dyeing yarn are endless. And this little package was $1.99, and look what it comes with. All these gloves. I can't even, let's see, does it tell me on here? 6 pairs of disposable gloves. So you'll get 12 gloves, and they do protect your hands even from the food coloring because they sometimes dye, and that happens. But I don't worry, it's food coloring, and I gotta be honest, I don't really touch it all that much. The gloves are really good though when you're hand painting and you want to kind of smush that dye into specific areas and really make it kind of adhere to the wool. Then those gloves are absolutely necessary because you don't want to transfer your colors and they get all muddy. So again, it's the icing colors. I think it was $14.99. Yeah, but I had my 40% off coupon from Hobby Lobby. You can get it on the internet, keep it on your iPhone, and it updates continuously. So when you can go in there every day and use the 40% off coupon on anything and get something for almost half price every day. So there you go. So I got all that fun stuff. And I also use acid dyes, like from Cushing's for wool. And again, you have to just make sure whatever you use is separate. You know, your pot. I use a big lobster pot that I got from the thrift store, Goodwill. And the utensils, anything you use. I use skewers to stir, and I'd also kind of I make a little dab on the side to see on my Scott towel napkin to see what color is in that particular mason jar or glass jar, just so you remember. They all look kind of dark when you put the water and the dye in. So that's what I've been doing, and I will bring more of that to you. And so that's it for now, and I will see you soon. And hopefully I will have some more of this rug worked on. It's been a busy week, and I've also been planting more bulbs. So for those of you, happy gardening, happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy rug hooking, and happy loom knitting. See you soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye.